Hello, good morning. I'm Chandrasekhar. I'm going to give a demo on ETL testing. So before going to ETL testing, let us understand what is a data warehouse. Data warehouse is a central repository of integrated data collected from various sources. Data warehousing uses ETL process, extract, transform, and load process to transform or convert data into understandable or meaningful form. We will extract data from different data sources. We will apply transformations or data conversions, and the converted output data we will load into the data warehouse. Why do we need data warehouse? Suppose if I have a business spread across multiple branches, 2 branches in Hyderabad, 2 branches in Chennai. So what happens if we don't have a data warehouse, and what happens if we have a data warehouse? If we don't have a data warehouse, somebody from each branch has to send email reports manually to the manager. Manager needs to go through multiple emails and attachments. If we have a data warehouse, no need to go through multiple emails and attachments. All data is stored in one place, that is data warehouse, which can be accessed through internet browser. If we don't have data warehouse, manager needs to understand many different formats of emails attachments. If we have data warehouse, all data is stored in one standard format. No need of understanding different formats. Okay. So in this diagram, you can see left side, there are different types of data sources, Excel files, text files, SQL Server data, etc. Different sources will be in different formats. Okay. ETL process means extraction, transformation, and loading. E for extraction. We are extracting data from different data sources. And T for transformations. We are applying transformations or data conversions. And the converted data, finally, we are loading into data warehouse. L for loading. All the data is loaded in only one standard formatting, data warehouse. So here is a question. Can we convert all data from all data sources in one step using one SSIS ETL program? The answer is no. If it is a simple data, we can convert, but real-time data will be large and complex. So we cannot convert all data in one step. Then what we have to do? When we cannot convert data in one step, we will go for a step-by-step approach or layer-by-layer approach. We will introduce intermediate layers between the sources and data warehouse. We will introduce intermediate layers. Just for example, in this diagram, I mentioned 2 layers. Okay. But depending on your project, you can use 3 layers, 5 layers, or 10 layers also. Any number of layers you can use here. So we are extracting data and writing into staging layer. Again, we are reading data, applying some data transformations or conversions. You can, that is step 1, and writing the result into cleansing layer. Again, we are reading data from cleansing layer, applying some data conversions and writing the result into data warehouse. We are moving data from data sources to layer 1, again from layer 1 to layer 2, and from layer 2 to data warehouse. So after creating data warehouse, we will use reporting tool like Power BI or SSRS for creating the reports. Reporting tool like Power BI, we can connect to data warehouse or directly to source data also. You can see there is a dashed line in the bottom, which is connecting the Power BI reporting tool to source data. So if your project is big and if you have a data warehouse in place, you can connect to data warehouse. If your project is small and if you don't have a data warehouse, your reporting tool will connect to source data itself. Okay. So what is ETL testing? ETL testing is nothing but comparing data between each two subsequent layers. Comparing data of each two subsequent layers. That means you will compare source data with layer 1, layer 1 with layer 2, layer 2 with data warehouse. So how do you compare? You will read data using SQL query from source, and you will read data from layer 1 and compare data. Similarly, you will read data from layer 1, you will read data from layer 2 and compare the data. Like that, we have to read the data and compare the data using SQL. And also we will compare source and the final target data. Okay. So when we are moving data from source to layer 1, layer 1 to layer 2, layer 2 to data warehouse, in ETL testing, what we have to do, we need to verify that the count of records is matching between source and target between every two layers. Okay. Verify that all rows and column values are matching between every two layers. So I am taking a sample data of 7 records, and I'm going to explain you how do we do testing layer by layer, how the data will be data transformations will be applied layer by layer, and how do we do testing layer by layer. So from source layer to staging layer, we are moving the data as it is. You can see there is no change in the data. Why? Because as explained in the diagram also, in the first layer, when we are moving to first layer, only we will copy the data, extract and copy the data. We don't apply any transformations. So data will not be there will not be any change in the data. Okay. So we need to test each and every layer, as I told earlier. So how do we do how do we test staging layer? Okay. We will write a SQL query to get the source data and compare the source query result with the staging data. Okay. If the source and source query result is matched with the staging data, we can say testing is successful for the staging layer. Testing is successful for staging layer, not the complete testing. Only one layer testing is successful. Next, we are moving from staging layer to cleansing layer. So what we are doing here, there is an invalid email address marked in red color. We are eliminating the invalid email address related records and moving remaining 6 records to the cleansing layer. Only we have 6 layers moved to the cleansing layer. And also there are many multiple decimal digits in the subtotal. We are rounding off the subtotal while moving to the cleansing layer to 2 decimal digits. So now, how do we test the cleansing layer? We will write a SQL query to get the source data by applying the transformations. We have to read the source data by applying the transformations. Then only it will match. Compare source query result with the cleansing layer data. If the data is matching, we will say testing of cleansing layer is passed. Next, we are moving data from cleansing layer to data warehouse layer. So here what we are doing, we are forming the same product related records into one group and we are calculating total sales and total order quantity. AWC logo cap has 2 records. We are forming both records into group and calculating total of 2 records. 39,000 plus 1,08,000 will be 1,48,000. These 2 records total order quantity 10 plus 10, 20. Similarly, bike wash dissolver. We are forming group of 3 records. So 3 records total sales is 2,32,000 and the total order quantity is 10 plus 8 plus 8, 26, like that. For each product group, we are calculating total sales and total order quantity. So how do we test the data warehouse layer? Same thing. We will write SQL query to get the aggregated values and compare the source query result with the data warehouse layer. So in this slide, I am showing sample source data and target data, and I am explaining how do we do the ETL testing using SQL queries, testing SQLs. So I have taken a source data of 6 records. Okay. So as I told, we need to write a source query by applying the required transformations. That is important. Source query is not a just a select star from table, source table. We need to apply the write the transformations in the source query. So here is an example. Select product name, customer name, email address, comma rounding of subtotal, comma 2, comma order quantity. I am taking all the columns, product name, customer name as it is, but subtotal I am doing rounding off to 2 decimal digits. Okay. And the result of the source query is shown in the second table, middle table. This source query result after rounding off the subtotals, we should compare with the target data. This is the target data which I have shown in the below table, bottom table. So you can see both are matching. Target data is matching with the above source query result. That means ETL testing is passed. ETL testing is passed. Okay. So there are different ETL tools and different databases in the market. Learn ETL testing with one ETL tool, one database. Okay. With that knowledge, you can easily work in ETL testing with any ETL tool or any database. If you learn one ETL tool and one database, you can work with any tools, not a problem. So there are many databases in the market like SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, Teradata, and there are many ETL tools. Microsoft SSIS, Ab initio, Talend, Informatica, etc., etc. Okay. So ETL testing is needed in any type of ETL project. See, I have given two examples. First one is a SSIS data warehouse. Okay. And second one is a Informatica data warehouse. So whatever the technology or whatever the ETL tool used, okay, ETL testing is commonly needed in any type of ETL project. Why should you learn ETL testing? Nowadays, there are so many job opportunities for SQL and ETL testing combination with 3+ years of experience. All SQL topics required for ETL testing are covered in this course. Okay. Other trainings I am offering. I am offering other trainings also like Power BI, MSBI, SQL, Tableau, Azure BI, ETL testing, JavaScript, SSIS, PLSQL, etc. Why should you learn from me? I have nearly 15 years of experience and I worked in Accenture and Wipro companies also. I will give hands-on training with practical examples and practical scenarios. In each class, I will highlight the interview point of view questions and concepts. If you need any help in resume preparation, I will help. After completing the course also, after 2 or 3 months also, when you are preparing, if you get any technical questions or doubts, you can WhatsApp me, I will reply. I will be in touch with you through WhatsApp. but sometimes my reply will be late because I will be busy with trainings and also project meetings. Okay, that's all about the demo. Thank you.